Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be learning how to talk about days of the week. We'll also be learning a few new words that are going to help us make sentences. To state the name of a day of the week in Japanese, we combine a prefix with the suffix yobi. So, starting off with the first day of the week, Sunday is nichiyobi. Nichiyobi. Breaking that down, we have ni, chi, yobi. Nichiyobi. The word nichi in Japanese is written with the kanji for sun, so nichiyobi literally can translate to Sunday. Monday is getsuyobi. Getsuyobi. Breaking that down a bit, we get getsuyobi. Getsuyobi. Getsu is written with the kanji for moon, so getsuyobi can literally be translated as moon day. Tuesday is kayobi. Kayobi. Ka is written with the kanji for fire, so kayobi can literally be translated as fire day. Wednesday is suiyobi. Sui is written with the kanji for water, so suiyobi can literally be translated as water day. Thursday is mokuyobi. Mokuyobi. Breaking that down, we get mokuyobi. Mokuyobi. The word moku is written with the kanji for wood, so mokuyobi can literally be translated as wood day. Friday is kinyobi. Kinyobi. Kin is written with the kanji for gold, so kinyobi can literally be translated as gold day. And finally, Saturday is doyobi. Doyobi. Do is written with the kanji for ground, so doyobi can literally be translated as ground day. Now we're going to look at some other words that we can use to describe days and times of the week. First, we're going to look at the word for yesterday, which is kino. Kino. The word for today is kyo. Kyo. Tomorrow is ashita. Ashita. The word for last week is senshu. Senshu. This week is konshu. Konshu. Next week is raishu. Raishu. Weekend is shumatsu. Shumatsu. Now, let's take a look at how we would ask a question about when something takes place. If we want to ask what day something is, we can use the phrase wa nanyobi desu ka? So, for example, if we wanted to say what day is the party in Japanese, we could say party wa nanyobi desu ka? So let's take a look at the individual parts of this sentence. Party means party. This is actually just the English word party said with a Japanese pronunciation. It is an English loan word in the Japanese language. Nanyobi is a combination of nan, which means what, and yobi for day. So literally it translates to what day. As we've learned in our previous lesson, des is the Japanese version of to be and can be translated as is, am, or are, depending on the context in which it's used. And wa is our subject marking particle in Japanese. You'll remember in our last lesson we learned a little bit about particles, short words that serve different functions in the Japanese language. For example, ka is our question particle. Wa comes right after the subject in a sentence in Japanese, and it marks the word right before it as the subject of the sentence. If you want a more exact English translation, you can think of wa as meaning as for. So for example, X wa could be translated as for X. Building on that, if we look at the sentence Party wa nanyobi desu ka, instead of translating that as what day is the party, we could translate that as for the party, what day is it? And as for the last word in that sentence, I mentioned just a moment ago, ka is our question particle. It comes at the end of a sentence to mark it as a question. Now let's look at another sentence. What day is your birthday is Anata no tanjoubi wa nanyoubi desu ka? Breaking this sentence down, let's first look at the word tanjoubi, which means birthday. Tanjoubi. No is our noun connecting particle. It connects two nouns together. Oftentimes, it can be used to show possession. Anata means you. Anata. If we combine anata and no together, we get anata no, which means your. And anata tachi means you all. A-na-ta-ta-chi. Anata tachi. If we want to talk about ourselves, we can use watashi, which means I or me. Watashi. If we combine watashi and no, we get watashi no, which means my. And watashi tachi means we or us. Wa, ta, shi, ta, chi. Watashi tachi. And finally, if we combine watashi tachi and no, we get watashi tachi no, which means our. If we want to talk about someone else's possession of an item, we can combine their name with no. So for example, Michiko no would mean Michiko's. As I explained, no is a noun connecting particle. So it's not just used to show possession, it can also be used to connect two nouns together. For example, if we take the noun konshu, which means this week, and shumatsu, which means weekend, we can make konshu no shumatsu, which means this weekend. Similarly, if we combine raishu, which means next week, and kinyobi, which means Friday, we can make raishu no kinyobi, which means next Friday. Now, before we move on to our practice section, we're just going to learn a couple more nouns that are going to help us make some sentences. So first, we have kaigi, which means meeting. Kaigi. And tesuto, which means test. Tesuto. Now let's use what we've learned to practice making some sentences. Our first sentence, what day is Takashi's birthday? And that translates to Takashi no tanjoubi wa nanyoubi desu ka? It's Saturday. Doyobi desu. What day is your test? Anata no tesuto wa nanyoubi desu ka? It's tomorrow. Ashita desu. What day is the meeting? 会議は何曜日ですか? It's next Wednesday. 来週の水曜日です。What day is our party? 私たちのパーティーは何曜日ですか? It's this weekend. 今週の週末です。And that's all for today. I'll see you again in the next lesson. じゃあ、また。